Today I'm going to show you how you can make this nice looking Japanese type forest. Obviously it doesn't have to be Japanese, but that's kind of the aesthetic that I'll be showing you how to make, but this could just go for any forest, right? So let's get into it. So this is everything that you will need to create this. Ignore the background, this is like a test island, just ignore everything in the back. So this can be found in the Japanese spring gallery, it can be found right here. This tree can be found in a lot of galleries, but the one I found it in was the new chapter 7 ones, I believe. The Battlewood Boulevard, and it's this one here. This wall piece can be found in the Crime City Wall Gallery. It should be further down, I think. Here it is right here, as you can see. This terrain piece can be found in the Restored Reels Nature Gallery. This can be found in the Japanese... okay, I found that it's in the Japanese Temple Wall and Fences Gallery. This jungle rock can be found in the Chapter 4 Jungle Boulder Gallery. I mean, this is iconic. I don't need to show you where this is from. This is from the Chapter 2 Nature Gallery. This is also from the Japanese Forest Gallery, I believe. It should be this one. This is in the Colour Picker Gallery, and bamboo is literally right next to it. And then this final tree can also be found in the Japanese... Oh, that's the wrong tree. It can also be found in the Japanese Spring Gallery. So we're going to take your terrain piece and just extend it out, right? Now I know this terrain piece isn't the best because you sometimes get the lines, but you can cover that up with stuff. But for now we're just going to work with this terrain piece that we have here. We're going to grab our terrain piece again and we're kind of going to mould a path out, if that makes sense. Okay, so now that we've kind of got our landscape, it's already, I mean, you can see the vision, that's us done. Hope you enjoy it. Now that we have our kind of terrain done, we can place the shrine. Now, I didn't actually mention this when I was going over the props. Obviously, you don't need to have this torii gate. You can do literally anything you want. You could do a house. And remember, this doesn't have to be a Japanese forest. I'm just calling it that. So you could literally put whatever you want here for your main focus. But I would put something down because it's always nice just to have something, right? Just having a bunch of nature isn't really that interesting, so at least something with your main point of focus. But I mean, for a Japanese forest, a torii gate makes perfect sense. So we've placed our torii gate down and try and make sure that your terrain kind of focuses in on the main point. So you can see it's kind of got like almost a valley here with our main subject in the middle. Take this piece again and you're gonna rotate it like this. Now this is personal choice because some people might think this actually looks worse, which I would understand. It doesn't look great, but it's more for your own opinion. But you can kind of rotate this piece a little bit and kind of create like a slope, but you can see it doesn't actually look the best. Even if you line it up here like this, it's still not the best. We will cover this up with nature and stuff soon, but this is personal choice. That doesn't look that bad, but I understand that, you know, it doesn't actually look the best, so this is really up to you if you want to add this or not. But yeah, I mean that does look pretty decent. Just adding some depth to the terrain, if you will. I don't have to go over this, you know how to do this, you know, just add bushes where you think might look nice. This is just kind of where you just start adding lots of stuff. But for this forest, it is supposed to be quite dense, it's supposed to be quite a dense forest. It's also why it's a Japanese forest, they're very dense, but you know, obviously all forests can be dense. Now for these rocks, I would place them kind of like something like this, where it blends into the terrain a little bit. Just a little bit more detail, because I understand that, you know, we're limited to one terrain piece and it doesn't look the best. purposely left this main area because I'm now going to show you one of my own little techniques. Now, I learned this when I was building Shima back in summer last year. Imagine I'm not the only person that's, learned this technique, but from this wall piece is actually one of the best nature pieces in the game. This creates a great floor piece, and it can also create a great, what I do recommend doing is turning the depth up a little bit, as it makes the leaves push out more. This is just an example, but you can see it creates great detail for, the initial placement is 208, but after that, it's only 3, which is really good considering how good this this nature piece is. You can also do this and turn it into a floor piece. Spoiler alert, if you know what Shima is, I have used this a lot because it's cheap, it's memory friendly, and it looks pretty good. If you size it up too much, well, I'll just give you an example. If you size it up too much, it can look weird, but if you place it correct, it can look really good. So I'm going to reset the size here and resize it all to about, maybe that's too big, about that, and then put the depth down a little bit. And you want to place it like, where it kind of looks something like that maybe, and you can see you get this really nice foliage. I don't know what kind of leaves these are, but it gives a forest vibe to it. I'm sure I'm not the only person that's thought of this. I just personally haven't seen it in any other map, but I'm sure it's been discovered by someone, and look at that, we're already getting somewhere. For this middle area, it's a little bit more trickier because you can see how it kind of dips down here. That is actually visible. That's why I was placing it in the terrain, because if I place it like this, actually, okay, never mind. Forget I said anything. I place it in the middle then, because I have no idea what I'm on about. And then you get this nice floor. Obviously, it doesn't look, perfect. You might not like this that much, but I think it's cheap and it looks pretty good. It creates a nice forest floor and just a good nature floor in general. Some of the normal grass, I would resize it a little bit and then turn the height down a little bit. And to be honest, you can just kind of place this wherever you want. Might actually raise the height on this one because it's up back. And I forgot to also mention you can keep the orientation upright like a wall and angle it like this and place it inside the terrain pieces as well to create some nice detail as well. Right, so I've placed this like the pieces down a little bit more, these like vine pieces, wall, nature, foliage things, and you can see it's starting to come along really nice. It's nice and dense, but we're forgetting the main part of the forest, the trees. I recommend this tree definitely because it covers a very large area. As you can see, like, it's very good. So you're just gonna place these around, make sure it feels dense. That's what we're going for. We want dense. This is a dense forest here. And if need be, you can place a tree like in the ground more to get the leaves down more. To cover that up, you can just place a bush to cover up, because that doesn't necessarily look the best, but if you place a bush, it covers it up pretty nicely. And you can already see that this is coming along pretty well. It is a little bit full, but I'm just kind of placing these trees wherever in the in your map. Take your time more and think about every placement. I don't know what to do about this open space. I think I've done the forest a little bit too big. So that pretty much covers it nicely. See, I'm telling you that this one tree it's a saviour. And for the bamboo, this is used for the dead space, so any open areas, just cover it with bamboo, and it makes it just feel that a little bit more full. And then for our singular piece of bamboo, this can just be placed, what I would recommend, I wouldn't just place it like, you know, like that. I would rotate it a little bit, just like a tiny bit though, because if you do it like that, it just looks weird. Just a tiny bit like that. And then place it kind of like against a rock or a terrain piece. And then you can also place another one next to it, maybe a bit smaller, facing the other side, like that. Oh, let me done that like that. Just creates a nice bamboo stick. You can take that and then place it a couple more times. I might place one next to the shrine. The Tory Gate, sorry. There you go, that is pretty much it. You can change whatever you want. That's how you can create a nice Japanese forest, or just a forest in general. This is the first time I've talked on the channel since August, July. It's been a while. I'm grinding out Shima right now, and spoiler alert, this might be in Shima. Okay, first clip might have been from Shima. Anyway, if you did enjoy, like and subscribe. Tell me any more tutorials that you want me to do. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys next time, maybe with another Shima trailer or tutorial.